done?
I think I'm done too. Yeah, I'm like 95%. There's always that extra space for like, maybe I want to get this person something.
Yeah.
Do I like them that much?
My priority shopping is done.
Yeah.
Okay, your priority list is done.
Yeah.
Y'all are good.
Yeah.
No, historically for me, very rarely do I have like gone out, except when the boys were younger. Mostly for them, I never Christmas shop for my parents because I just give them the same gift every year. That helps them buy whatever they want.
Oh. I think you're gonna say your smile.
And I have done it on occasion over the years since the boys, were little, but for the most part, we just wing it. And sometimes we even buy their gifts, most of their gifts. A lot of times this happens even like weeks before Christmas. So it's just like by Christmas time, they'll just open up the gifts that grandma bought them or that their uncles bought them or that someone else bought them. But there was like 2 Christmases where we between me and Allie were like, let's just buy them a lot of gifts this year. Like, let's get them what they want and then just surprise them with a few extras. And we did that. There was a 1 year where we bought Seth a gaming chair he had been wanting for a while. And since we had bought him his gaming desk and a laptop and stuff, he thought he wasn't expecting that because we had already got him a bunch of stuff, and then but yet we still got him the chair. We just didn't give it to him until Christmas Day. And but yeah, right now I think we've bought 1 gift for Zion. He wanted a PC, and so he has that PC now in his room. And
nice.
But outside of that, nothing for nobody.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And me and my wife never bought buy each other Christmas because it's just like, I'm gonna buy what I want. Like,
right.
I don't need you to buy it for me and wrap it in a Christmas wrapping so I can unwrap it even though I already know what it is because you're gonna buy exactly what I told you to buy me.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I'm gonna do that.
I never thought about that. You're right. We still do that.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. So me and my wife never buy each other gifts just for the kids, or we give my parents their stuff, and occasionally we will get some gifts for my brothers, but most of the time it's just like, just come over, we'll feed you, or we'll whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. So you guys don't do wish lists? You guys do wish lists that you share with your wife?
My bad. Thank you for saying that. Actually, that's on my side of the family. On Allie's side, we definitely do Christmas shopping because they do the whole wish list, Secret Santa thing. So we have, that's already, settled.
Yeah.
That's crazy how you have like 2 different lives, or not lives, but families.
Yeah.
That one family you do one thing specific, and then the other one you're like, go balls out.
Not literally, but figuratively. Because that would be weird in a family setting.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't that how you start a family?
Yeah, but usually it's with someone who's not family.
Sweet
you're in
home
Alabama.
Alabama. Oh, God.
So, because you said you're done with your Christmas shopping, right? Where are you hiding your gifts right now? There's still like 3 weeks left till Christmas.
They're
Yeah.
wrapped already, right?
No, I haven't wrapped them yet.
Oh, yeah, that, right? You can wrap them.
But I have a lot. I'm not going to say it. I'm on camera. What if she watches this? But they're hidden.
You have a spot.
They have a spot specifically
Yeah.
either in my parents' house or my brother lives down the street or like
Yeah.
next building next to me.
For
So
sure.
he got some packages for me this past week. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because I still need to get to wrapping mine, but yeah, I also have my undisclosed.
But I'm
location.
sneaky, dude. I'm sneaky.
Yeah.
I hide things in the most random spot. Like, you're never going to look here.
Yeah.
Like the kitchen. Yeah, but yeah, Christmas shopping is done. I got to do is just wrap it. And then I think that's it. And the kids, we're taking them on a trip. That's their first Christmas present. And
When do you guys go?
Next week.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to Disneyland, Universal Studios. They have no idea anything is happening. They don't even know we're going to LA. We're going to tell them the day before. Like,
Yeah.
hey, guys, we're just going to go on a trip real quick.
That's dope.
Yeah.
When?
On Wednesday of next week.
Nice.
And then I just bought them a Switch a few days ago. They've been asking for one. So
On Wednesday. So are you coming back like right before Christmas Day?
I'm coming back Christmas Eve.
Okay.
I'm driving back
Sunday.
Christmas Eve. Yep. And then it's like, Mexicans, we don't party till like 5 anyway. So
Yeah.
I'll be on the road and then go home to my parents and then have some tamales and pozole.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah, we do. We're gonna have ours. We always do Christmas Eve as well with my parents, and then we do Christmas Day with my in-laws.
Yeah.
And it'll be 6 p.m. on Christmas, or on Christmas Eve for us.
Yeah, that's what we do, and then that's why I like that. I mean, I don't want to say I like, but I like that dynamic we have because her family is not like the Mexican tradition.
Yeah.
So they do Christmas Day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we do Christmas Eve. So it's
It
always
works.
been like, all right, perfect. We don't have to fight who's going to for Christmas Eve this year, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's been very, very helpful for us.
But the recalentado is always the best too, man.
Oh, I still go to my parents. Christmas Day in the morning to go have breakfast, tamales.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't go back because I take all the leftovers. So they come to our house. They're like, hey, do you have any menudo left or tamales?
Like, nope, kick rocks. I fed you one day. Sometimes we would go with Diana's family in Texas. But for the last several years, it's just been me, Diana, my sister, and my pops. That's it.
Yeah.
My family doesn't get together. My mom's side of the family doesn't get together. And then my dad's side, we used to get together all the time. But then ever since me and Diana's wedding, you know, because it was a COVID wedding, so I couldn't invite everybody. It was literally only 40 people at the wedding. And I guess some people, because they didn't get invited, got a little mad.
Yeah.
Got a little hurt, so I haven't seen them
It
since.
happens.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang. All right. But yeah, it's still cool. You know, I still enjoy being with my dad.
Does
my sister.
does your wife's family like do they do like Christmas when like over there in Texas? Like
Yeah.
they do their own thing there.
Yeah, on Christmas Eve.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, all her family is out there. They get together, make some bomb food, and yeah, just chill.
Dope.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Jay?
We I guess we would usually host, but it's kind of more up in the air. We're kind of like see who is gonna host it this year.
You have a week left.
I mean, we only have 2 weeks left.
Flip
We
a
still have
coin.
plenty of time.
Yeah. The day before, hey, so you want to do anything for Christmas? I'll see what's up.
I'll see what's up.
Nicely done.
Yeah, no, my family's always waited till the last minute. Like I
Yeah.
haven't even done any Christmas shopping.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I like the adrenaline.
Right.
We have 2 birthdays coming up next month. And that's you guys', all right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What we doing? What's happening?
Let's transition again.
What's happening?
Right.
You know? You'll be the big 43?
5,
Nah.
45.
No.
Mm-hmm. 45.
You'll be 45?
Yeah, man.
Then. Like how Kevin Hart says, damn.
Literally.
Nah, you don't even look 45 to me.
It'll be 45, so I don't know. I guess we got to do something, man. I mean, it's just going to be like a dinner.
Yeah.
We'll figure out where.
Gauchos again?
Ramen? Ooh.
Right.
Ramen. I guess that's where we're going for your birthday, bro.
It's my birthday, all right?
Marafuko for you? Or whatever it's called?
Yeah, it's called
I was like, what'd you call it?
It's called Marafuku Ramen.
Yeah.
Whew. Place is
God.
bomb,
That place
bro.
is fire.
Okay, so you,
No question.
I mean, I guess you got to ask, pho or ramen? I know it's not the same.
Yeah.
But it's the same.
It's not the same. It's the noodles are different. Lately, I've been more into ramen, but before, yeah, it was just pho. But man, I think ramen because the way they actually cook the meat, you know, like the pork belly,
Yeah.
right? That they put in there, they caramelize it, everything. Like, oh man, it's so good. And then the pho, like, you know, there's no taste on the meat, like no salt or nothing. They just boom, throw it on there, and then it cooks, right? It's still good, it's still fire, but ramen, you know, like sometimes the egg that they give you too, and it's more like rich. Like when you
I feel like
drink it.
the broth overall in a lot of ramens is very rich. Like
Mhm.
they're just I definitely would prefer
Mhm.
like you the ramen.
Yeah. Nothing.
Doesn't interest me at all.
Neither one?
Neither one?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Have you?
I'm not
Really?
a soup guy, I guess.
Hmm.
Or noodles guy. I like something, you know.
You didn't eat sopa de fideo when you grew up?
No.
Growing up?
I mean, I'm
This is the same guy that preferred going to Togo's
Yeah,
when your mom
right.
had home cooked meal for him.
Thank you.
That's
He should
true.
understand this by now. It's been
Yeah.
15 plus years and he still wants to
Right?
question me.
You're supposed to eat the sopa de letras?
No. Even that to me was like, what I do. Like, that was a punishment.
Yeah.
You know? No, I don't like that. No, I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, the only time I have like any type of noodles, like if I make quesadillas and I make my my instant ramen,
Yeah.
Mm.
and then just put some tapatio in there and dip my quesadilla.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only time. But like to go to a ramen spot or a pho place, nah,
Mm.
doesn't really interest me much.
Mm.
Nice little burger. Yeah, or a steak. I've been eating steaks more.
Well, yeah. Anybody's choosing a steak over ramen.
I've been eating
for sure.
steaks more, man. I'm
Right.
like, oh, this is America, baby. No, but we went to the Brazilian.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
the Japanese
Yeah.
barbecue, and it was fire.
Mm-hmm.
I've never gone.
It was fire.
Like a Korean barbecue?
Korean
Yeah, Korean barbecue.
Really?
Dude.
No, never gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never been to Korean, and I mean, it looks good. I just don't like the idea of me paying to cook my own food.
Yeah.
Mm.
That just, I think that's where it's the turnoff for me.
That's the one
Yeah.
thing my parents don't like. Like, I've been wanting to take them to a Korean barbecue spot for the longest time, and mom's like, I'm not going where I have to cook my own food.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, you're right. Never thought about it like that. I'm paying all this money, and you're giving me the raw food, and I still have to cook it myself.
What's this? The meat
Huh.
cuts, right? Like
But you can get those meat cuts at the groceries and take it home.
Yeah,
we should
but-
host our own Korean barbecue here then.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, we can. I've done that before with friends. Somebody just had like I don't know if it's called a griddle or something, and then we
Mhm.
just
Yeah,
cooked
griddle.
it.
Yeah.
On top of there, and bam.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like for me, I'm like, you mean like you get the different cuts? But yeah, you could go to a butcher and get these random cuts that are exotic or whatever.
Exotic.
But it's like, I mean, I don't know what cuts you would get at a Korean spot, but I mean,
I mean, they just have like like Wagyu, or that's basically like their top of the line.
Yeah. There's other ones that I can't pronounce.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to pronounce them, but you know what? You're right. Now that I think about that, that's the last time I go to one.
I just ruined
Yeah,
it.
right.
Yeah,
I mean, no, because they are pricey.
They are.
pricey. But yeah.
I'm just thinking, like
Hey,
with multiple people,
yeah.
you'd be able to. Hey,
you can't conversate sometimes because you're busy cooking. And,
You're like, abre la boca.
yeah, and it's like you have to
Feeding-
pass it around to everybody else, and you get to yourself like, oh, there's none left. I have to cook more for me. And it's like, all right. So, yeah.
You're doing it wrong if that happens, first
Yeah.
of all.
Not getting
Because
enough
you
food.
should, if you should be counting how many people want it, that same meat, and then you order the appropriately. Like, okay, we're going to get like 5 orders of just this so that when I do start cooking for everyone, I can just, boom, send it out to everybody. But you have to get that down.
Well, I gotta go
It's a
with you then.
science. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I personally like it. I don't mind the cooking. It doesn't bother me at all. Or
Same
Allie,
here.
for that matter. I also feel like it's a little bit of it's like going to a place and it's like part of the attraction, so to speak. Like, cool,
an
I got to cook for
experience.
myself. It's not like I don't do it at home anyways. I still got to cook for myself at home. So what's any different for doing it in a restaurant, cooking for myself?
Mm-hmm.
You're still doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to do it with some ingredients that I don't have at home, like that fire kimchi. That's
Yeah.
usually pretty good. Spicy kimchi and all the other
Yeah.
stuff that they give you.
Spicy kimchi is
Right?
fire.
And then all those other weird things that all taste good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that for me, that it doesn't bother me because that like I said, just like you can cook at home, because you cook at home, you can also cook at a table where you pay for someone to bring you the meat.
Yeah. But why the heck are we tipping these people?
because they're bringing you your meat.
Yeah. Bring you your meat.
That's it.
No, but there's also
cleaning.
drinks. They also bring you rice and all the other, like if you want all those other condiments, you can ask for them to bring that to you.
I guess.
And
I'm
then
just
they're
against
also serving
tipping in
you your
general, to
drinks,
be
too.
honest with you.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not a big fan of tipping.
Me either.
Not just because I'm cheap. It's just because, like, get paid more, dude.
I agree.
It's
Easy
America,
as that.
though.
You know, it's like
That's just the way it's expected.
you
now.
ask other people from other countries, like, wait, you guys are
No, they don't tip.
told to tip?
Yeah.
Like, no, we don't do that.
It's offensive in other countries, actually.
That's crazy.
There's restaurants like in San Francisco for sure where a lot of people who are waiters, they just rely on the tips. They don't give them like a base pay. It's all tip.
Yeah, I don't get it. Dude, they try to tip me at Yogurtland. I did all of it. All you did was...
Yeah.
And you still turn around for me to tip you. Get out of here. I almost threw the yogurt at his face.
Yep. I agree.
Get out of here
100%.
with that, dude.
Through the yogurt.
Come on. I did it myself from beginning to end.
Yep.
Yeah.
Come on. And you were still out of yogurt.
You didn't have my flavor.
Yeah.
My favorite
You
flavor.
still want me to tip you? You're
Yeah.
insane, dude.
I agree.
Again, nothing against those people, but fight. I mean, I don't know. Fight for more pay, I guess.
I mean, or get a different job.
Point blank, I guess. Yeah. And then some restaurants already like add the gratuity
Yeah.
in the bill, and I'm like, what if I
A
don't
lot
like
of
the service?
A lot of places only do it if you have a certain party size.
Oh, that's right.
They'll only automatically add
I
it
get
if
that.
it's usually it's 6 or more.
I
Yeah.
agree with that because it's a lot.
Mhm.
You know, we go to like a big restaurant or whatever, and like
Yeah.
that person's just running around getting everything. Okay,
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
Yeah.
gonna tip you good.
No, the worst experience I've had with that was when I took my dad out for Father's Day. We went to this Mexican restaurant, and it was like Mexican sushi, I believe. And they had all kinds of mariscos and everything. And dude, they brought everybody's food before mine, and they took like over an hour to get my food there. And when they finally got there, I was like, oh, can I have some tostadas? Tostadas never arrived. The drinks never arrived. Like, so
Dang.
much stuff didn't arrive. And then the bill comes, and I'm not even done with my food, and they hit you with that 20-25% gratuity. I'm like, dang, dude, like,
Put
you guys need to hire
negative-
more waiters or something,
God.
because you guys are not doing your work, and you're
Yeah.
charging these people
Yeah.
tip money. But other than that, I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Did you
man.
see that they raised the tip percentage now?
It's like 20 now or 18.
No, it went even higher. They're even some places are.
Well, the
going-
base is 20, so it's higher than 20 then.
Yeah. No. So it used to be 10, right? Like the lowest was 10.
Yeah.
A lot of places don't have 10 no more. They have like 12, 13.
Jeez.
But even then, I've seen the highest I've seen was 50%.
What?
Okay.
50?
Option, yeah.
Yeah. No, man.
That's
That's
insane. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Have you ever went to a place where you had bad service and you decided not to tip?
I have done that. But I always base my tip on the waiter, not so much of the food, right? Because they're not cooking it.
Yeah.
You know, they're bringing you the stuff, right? So
Yeah.
it's like
Valid.
whatever you order, it's not their fault,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But if for example, if they come and ask you for things, right, and you tell them, hey, can you bring me this, and they forget or whatever the case may be, you never got it. I'm like, I mean, it wasn't great service, you know. I'm gonna tip you according to that, but I have this rule. It's a weird rule, but it's just a rule that I have.
A ver.
I will not tip more than I tithe.
Yeah.
And the only time I've actually tipped over that was because I had great service. Like, this person went over and beyond. Entertainment, it's just they were really good at what they did. They loved their job. And I was like, man, I've come here just for the service over the food. You know, so that's when I actually tipped over. But I refuse to tip over than what I tithe.
Yeah.
God, I won't even get close to my tithe. Nah. $20, dude. Tax it.
Hannah, have
Nah.
you ever walked out of a place where you had bad service and decided not to tip?
Nah, but I remember when we were young and we would go to Denny's, right? They would give you the I believe it was like the $5 all you can eat pancakes
yeah.
or something, right? And then it would only leave like $1 tip.
Yeah.
Wow.
But we
didn't have no
didn't
money.
we didn't have no money. We didn't
Yeah.
know nothing about tipping. We
Yeah.
didn't know what the percentage was or anything. We're like, oh yeah, $1.
All we had was $10 in our account. It's enough for pancakes.
Right? Like, what are we doing at Denny's, guys?
Exactly. Should be at McDonald's getting McChickens.
Yeah.
You know.
But no, never.
That happened to me once. I mean, it's happened. I've had bad service many times over the years, but one particular time when I was it was particularly bad, where she forgot 3 of our plates, including it was a birthday. It was my birthday, so we were there for that. She never brought our table finished their food. They never brought my food. She never came to refill anybody at the table's drinks at all. The entire time, all the food was gone. Everybody was like, "Yo, can we get a refill? Some water?" So I said, "We're not tipping her. I don't care."
Shouldn't
Done.
be paying her.
So we left out, And she literally chased me to the parking lot and was like, "Excuse me, sir," and yelling at me in front of my family. Was my service not good? It was a wrap after that. She got the old school homeboy out of me for sure. And that girl was scared for her life for sure.
So funny story is that we went to a really nice dinner. I'm not even gonna say their name because I'll never go to that restaurant again.
Yeah.
And a lot of people go there.
Say it to us after so we don't go anymore.
Cheesecake.
No, it's a higher end restaurant, and we had our dinner, and so I like to tip cash just because they don't get taxed on it.
It's better for them.
And then
yeah.
I'm like, hey, you reported, that's on you, but it's better for them, right? So that's my way of liking to tip. I've always preferred that method, and so normally I would put tip cash, but then I was like, oh, you don't want to put that on the receipt, just depending on how the restaurant runs it. And so I paid the bill, and now we're having our dessert. Usually they'll leave the bill there. They won't pick it up until after you leave, right?
They grabbed it.
They grabbed it. Oh. No tip on there. Cash was already on the table. The manager comes, and he's like, hey, how was your service? And like, oh, the service was great. Food was okay, but overall it was good. And he goes, all right, cool, because normally, people tip. And you left no tip. And we were like stunned, like, what? Like, wow, like this dude had the nerve to really come over here and ask us for a tip. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, we're in the middle of our dessert, but thanks. And I showed him cash is on the table for the tip. Yeah. And the dude just like looks at me and is like, oh, okay, cool. Like nothing. Yeah. And then he literally left. We finished our dinner, walked out. I was already pissed. Walked out and he tried to say bye. I ignored him. I hit the corner and we watched him. He pretty much sprint to check if we actually left the money at the table.
Dang.
I would have taken it back.
But this is the thing. Is that if I would have took the tip or not tipped, he wouldn't be affected. Mm-hmm. It'd be the server.
Yeah.
Because it was a manager that was doing that, and so it wouldn't be fair to the server because the server did their job. Yeah. I thought they did good. So I still tipped them. But I was just like, dang, what a dog, So I was like, man, that always put a sour taste in my mouth about that restaurant. And I'm like, I'll never go back.
Dang.
No, I really want to know. So tell us after camera.
For sure.
All right, because I'll still keep going there, though. Anyways, but I'll look out for that.
They got steak and burgers.
I'll look out for that manager. Make sure not to tip.
I guess maybe it goes back to kind of the same thing on the Korean spot. Is it was a restaurant where you cook for yourself. I'll let you guys think about it.
Got it.
So maybe that's another part of me where I'm sour about it.
That's definitely got to play a role in it for you, for sure.
So I'm like, yeah. And then it goes back to the same thing why I cook for myself too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not so much the tipping, but everything is better at home. So
no question. Mm-hmm.
But
that is true. All right, I'm still thinking about the restaurant. But anyways, our boy Mario over here has been working his butt off.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, man.
And you're down, dude.
Putting in the work, yeah.
That's good, man.
Yeah, but, bro, saying no to the foods that you see everybody in the house enjoying every day, like, it's tough. There are there's some days where it was pretty easy to be like, nah, I'm good. But then there are some days where I'm just like, damn, I really want a piece of that or a slice of that, and instead I'll be like, you know what? Instead of doing instead of grabbing a whole slice, I'm just going to grab 2 chips or 3 chips, and I'm just going to crunch those just to get my carbs, craving out the way, and then chug a bottle of water and go sit down, just go away from it and let it go. I think it was last week I bit into 1 slice of pizza and then I took the crust off and then that was it. But that was also the only carbs I had that entire week, and that was the only thing I had that day. And then I just earlier in the day I had a salad. I had drank a shake, a matcha shake, and then I had just a straight up green salad, and that was it. but I have been going for walks in the morning, and then sometimes I start off the walk with running and try to get at least 25 to 3,000 steps in the morning, and that helps me get to the 5,000 to 6,000 by the evening.
Nice.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah, it's a crazy amount of self-control there.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it's tough. But there are days where I actually feel really like powerful. Like, I don't know if that's the appropriate term, but because I'm able to say like, dude, I just said no to that. Like,
Yeah.
I said no. Like, there was one, was it this week? There was one day where they all had wings, and bro, I can't tell you how badly I wanted one.
Yeah.
Even, and it smelled so good, and she bought so many and so many flavors, and I was like, bro, like,
So are you doing no meat?
Salad.
I'm trying to stay away from carbs and sugars. The problem is that even in rubs, there's sugars, and then if you talk about like stuff being fried in oils and stuff, so you have to factor all of that in. It's not like if I have a clean piece of meat like chicken breast,
Yeah.
baked,
Yeah.
and just seasoned lightly, not too much sodium, then like I can do that every single day.
Yeah,
I
you
can
can do
literally
like the salt and
eat that
pepper air fried.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay.
But I have to think about it if oils start getting involved, and factor in the how much or how it was made and how much sodium is in the content too, because that's something I'm trying to watch too as well.
Yeah.
With a lot of the health issues I've had, and so I'm just really trying to be as strict as I can to get on the right track, and then eventually I'll let that chain go a little bit, but I think if I stay closer to that strict diet and exercise regimen until I get to a better where start meeting goals and stuff, then
You get their freedom.
I'll reintroduce
Yeah.
that stuff back.
You don't want to deprive
Full-time.
yourself either of
Yeah.
stuff. I mean,
Because there's been plenty of times where even over the weekends they're like, oh, like all the family's eating that stuff, and I'm like, oh, I'll just have this salad, and or whatever it is, the chicken breast, or she, Allie will make me a completely different dinner compared to what, like if she made pasta for all the boys, then obviously I can't have the pasta, and so I'll just be like, just give me like the meat. I'll make a meat sauce and just have that with green salad.
they do make a chickpea pasta.
Oh, I have had a
Don't taste good, but
right.
they have.
No, I have actually one that I actually did like. It wasn't it was pasta, but it was they're called them zoodles. So they make basically zucchini
I was
noodles.
about to say
And
that.
it was actually really
Zucchini
good.
ones
Yeah.
are good, yeah.
She makes them like you put marshmallows. You put
Damn.
mushrooms.
Yes.
Mushrooms.
Yes.
They taste like marshmallows.
Gosh.
They're like me bonbon.
Mushrooms, not marshmallows.
Yeah, I mean, I think the good thing now about nowadays with all this health food being like an all-time high too, like Whole Foods and Sprouts and Trader Joe's, is like they have those options for people who don't want to have carbs. You can go that route. Zucchini pasta, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I've had zucchini pasta,
Cauliflower
I've had
rice.
Cauliflower rice.
Yeah.
They have
Just,
all
it's
that.
good too. Yeah. Yeah. I
a
used
great
to
option.
do the same as you.
Yeah.
With we had this thing where we would cut it, the zucchini, and put it in pasta. Bam.
Yeah.
It's good.
And it was actually really good. I would put it in a meat sauce, and I was just like, dude, this is actually, because the first time, and she was like, oh, I'm gonna make you zucchini pasta. I was like, come on, bro. I'm not eating that stuff. Yeah.
You're like, I'd rather have air taco.
Yeah, but I actually really, seriously, I actually really liked it, and I was like,
Yeah.
actually, this is bomb. Like, I could eat this. Like, I'm good with it. So, yeah. Usually when it's a pasta night, I'll ask for the zucchini noodles, or if that's not, like, if we didn't go buy them and we don't have any to make any, then we'll just make something else entirely. Yeah.
I know for me, when I'm trying to be more cautious of what I eat and just be more health conscious in general. The level of self-control when I'm at the store and I pass through something I'm cool. I don't need to get that. I'm at the store and I'm buying all this healthy foods and everything, meal prepping, all that. But as soon as it's at home, and let's say my wife brings some chips, right? And it's at home, like my self-control just goes out the door.
Zero.
I'm like,
Yeah.
give me some.
Yeah.
Give me some.
Chips.
The chips.
Chips.
Both.
Just
this
leave the
Keep
bowl
this
of
in.
chips on your
There's,
belly,
there's-
honey.
There's no self-control there.
Yeah. Keep it. Keep
all right,
it.
bro.
But yeah. Once it's at home, it's man.
Yeah.
I gotta.
Now,
I gotta
do you
have
eat
it.
before you go to the grocery store?
Nah.
The
Usually
huge
I
mistake
go.
is going hungry, dude.
to the grocery
Don't
store.
go to the grocery store hungry.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm over here grabbing things.
Yeah.
I'm like, I put it back.
You're like, I don't even like this.
But it's
Why
like,
is it in the
no.
grocery
I don't even know what
cart?
it is.
Yeah.
Nah, I usually go after work, but I mean I'm hungry, but like I said, I have
You have
good self-control when I'm at the store.
Good
But
for you,
if it's
man.
at home,
Yeah, if it's at home.
you're right, because you go to the store, right? You go and you buy all the stuff for the week, and then you get home and you're like, dang it, I gotta cook now. You're like, let me see if I got a frozen pizza.
DoorDash comes up in your
right?
phone.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, you want to go to McDonald's?
That actually in the past has happened to me where I bought a bunch of healthy stuff and then I got home and realized, oh shoot, like that's just half the battle. You still have to
Yeah.
put it together and make it and cook it. And I was just like, nah, let me just.
And there's times where I've been
Literally.
like overly ambitious, and I'm like, no, I'm actually gonna eat this. It sits there for like 2 weeks, it's rotted.
God.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang it, I swore I was gonna eat it this time, and then come across it.
Dang, bro, I
But-
did that the last like few times I bought broccoli. I was like, I'm gonna go ham on this broccoli,
Yeah.
and then I just forget about it, and I'm like, dang, I look at it, I'm like, oh, dude, it's already expired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I promise
Yeah.
I'll do it again.
I do that with cauliflower because my wife likes to make cauliflower wings on the air fryer.
Buffalo covered cauliflower.
Yes, they're fire. They're good.
They're
They're really good. Or
Buffalo-
cauliflower.
covered.
Cauliflower.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They say cauliflower wings, but they're not
Yeah.
actual wings.
Yeah.
They don't have the same texture at all, but they're
Absolutely not.
good for
People
sure.
who say they do, come on,
Yeah.
get with reality.
For
Okay.
real.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Are the
But
same
they're-
people
but they're
that say that the Impossible Burgers taste just like a regular
Yeah.
burger?
Literally.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
shoot yourself.
in the foot.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
So yeah.
Going back on the
It's going to the right places.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
on the self control they were talking about. I just read last week that there's this studies that when you're practicing self control, if you're saying no to something, right? And like, well, kind of like how you said, don't go to the grocery store hungry, right? Like you're practicing self control for one thing, but then you forget about all these other things that you possibly have to say no to. Like it's easier to give up and indulge in those things because
Yeah.
you've been saying no for all these other things. So I was reading that, I'm like, dang, it's interesting. But like
Yeah.
you said, it's creating boundaries and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I pass by the cookie jar sometimes. I'm like, one Chips Ahoy is not gonna hurt me.
dude. If there was
Oh.
a cookie jar at my house, dude, it'd be gone by the end of the
Bum,
day.
just one though, and I'm
Just
good.
chewy cookies,
Satisfied.
bro. Oh my gosh.
So though I seen a list today actually, and Chips Ahoy was on there, and I think it was like third or fourth. One of the worst things, worst snacks you could have was Chips Ahoy. Oreo was on there. I think that was second.
Yeah.
And then Skittles, obviously, because California's getting rid of all the chemicals.
I saw a list of most of the popular cereals that we all eat
Yeah.
and have eaten over the years are absolutely like
Trash.
some of them are banned in other countries because
Yeah.
they got such bad cancer causing chemicals in them.
Yeah.
Literally. Like Skittles has had for years.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they accepted it, and all of us have had a bag of Skittles or 10
They should do a
over our
study.
lifetime, and they finally get banned.
They should do a study on Marshawn Lynch. Right? Like go and look at somebody who's consumed a lot of
Yeah,
Skittles. Go look at his
literally.
brain. Is it still functional? All right.
Don't seem like it. Yeah.
I mean, that's for
dang, I don't
football,
even want to have any
for
more
other
now.
reasons.
Yeah, you put that.
Right.
Don't
Yeah,
come-
there's a lot of food that
There really
We
is
have,
that
yeah.
like
It's a
way more
conspiracy,
than
man.
we would be we would be surprised about that, way more than we would think. When I started going down that rabbit hole, and I was just like, dude, there's so many. It's like you basically can't eat anything, but when you really think about it, I mean, Big
Yeah.
Pharma works
Yeah.
with big food. Period.
Yeah.
They keep each other rich.
Yeah, it was crazy because I was looking into a little more, and I was like, let me scare myself real quick. And I see, I'm not gonna say which brand it was,
Yeah.
but Parmesan cheese, right? I'm like, Parmesan cheese, it's cheese, right? Like, yeah, it's still bad for you.
Yeah.
But then I was reading the ingredients, right? And obviously, like, you go from the first ingredients, that's the main thing in there.
Yeah.
And I want to say it was like the second or third. I forget what the name of it is, but I looked it up, and it was basically wood that you actually could consume, but it's like shavings of wood
Literally.
that is in the Parmesan cheese that we have.
To give it like the texture.
Yeah, probably. But
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, that is crazy. Like, you mean spaghetti? Go ham on that. I used half of the jar, and I'm like, dang, like we're actually eating wood. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's why it's good to you'll see that when you go shopping and you start looking, if you get into that and you start looking at ingredients, if you can't spell it or say
Right.
it,
Yeah.
it's not natural
Right.
at all. It's like, come on, bro.
But it's delicious.
But then when
Yeah.
you see
Right.
the there are foods out there that are real and natural, and you can tell they have like 5 ingredients or less. You know what I mean? It's just like they're very little ingredients because it's all just the real stuff.
Yep.
They're not adding anything into it. They're not adding preservatives to make it last long, have a long shelf life or things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Same thing with your meat. Meat isn't normally red.
Yeah.
Right? I'm colorblind for one, right? We
Yeah.
already know that. But I've always thought that the red was, that's
Same.
fresh. It looks good, right?
Yeah.
I mean, to the eye, it's something that you want to have, but it's normally not. You go to my freezers right now,
Yeah.
it is not red at
it's
all.
like a brownish color.
Yeah, it's like
right?
a really
That's how
dark,
they are.
just
like jerky.
Yeah, if
type
you
of
would,
color.
if you were to have both in front of you, you'd pick the red one, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
If you didn't know, but
Yeah.
it's just dye.
It's all it
Yeah.
is. They
And-
inject the meat with it so that it looks fresh. So when you go shopping and you're like, oh, this is fresh meat, it's bright red, but it's not supposed to be that way.
No, but then I was like, it's not just normal dye. I
Yeah.
forget what else they put in it, right? But you also have like the steroids and stuff.
Yeah.
But that dye is supposed to actually help that meat last longer because it's not frozen, but they have it on the shelf for days,
Yeah.
maybe even weeks at a time, depending where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
Then if that doesn't sell, this is why I won't ever do it again. Is getting marinated meat like from a grocery store. What they do is once it gets pretty much to that point of expiration, they take it in the back, they marinate it, and they put it out fresh again. And it's like it's been dyed,
Yeah.
it's marinated, and it's about to expire, so you better eat it right now.
Yeah.
And it's usually the cheaper cuts, like to that point, where I'm like, I'm pretty sure like the mercados, they don't really do that,
Yeah.
but it's these
The
bigger
food
corporate,
chains,
yeah.
Don't come after us, guys. Okay. Just
Be educated, bro.
Right?
You gotta be
Yeah.
educated.
Do your own research.
Yeah.
About to go on release our own documentary about
Yeah.
How they
Food.
started disappearing one by one.
Next episode, there's only going to be 3 of us.
we love our lives. We don't want to go anywhere. We want to stay where we are. Okay. So if anything happens,
yeah.
What did they say?
If
I've never
anything
wanted to
happens,
hurt myself.
then you know it was all true.
right.
I didn't want to hurt myself.
I don't wanna hurt
Okay. I
myself.
just wanted some Fruit Loops.
And some
Dang,
Oreos.
bro.
Oh, I know. I stopped doing Fruit Loops though because I did. I guess there's an ingredient there, red 40,
Yep.
that really affects kids. It affects their moods, and then it makes them very aggravated. And I stopped giving them like Fruit Loops or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then like I've noticed the change. Like, oh, okay, it really was that then. Like I don't give them anything that's like red, really, like Jello or stuff like that. Anything that has the color red, which is the red dye or whatever. Apparently, it really messes with them and their moods. So
Dang.
yeah,
I believe
You
it.
think
Turns
it has
them
to
into
do
little
because-
Hulks.
Yeah.
because the color red, when somebody sees it, usually it creates like a sense of like fear,
Like a bull?
or like like
maybe it's all conspiracies. Man, I love this episode.
fear, all that.
Keep going. Mermaids.
They're real. Hey, they're real. Alina will fight you, bro, to the death.
They are real.
Yeah, I believe it.
They're real.
That's That's just crazy. Y'all are
You know what?
nuts.
This is gonna go way off, like left, right? But I've been listening to this new YouTube page, which is it's a Christian YouTube page, but it's a guy who goes deep into like
Conspiracies?
not conspiracies, like the Older Testament, like the Ephilims,
Oh, okay, yeah.
like that type of realm.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, like there might be mermaids
Mm-hmm.
because the flood happened,
Mhm.
and some of them survived, and they were never seen on land again. So those
Yeah,
things might be
no.
mermaids.
I
Dog.
mean, that's a huge
what I'm saying.
what if.
That's what I'm saying. But also it's like,
Ginormous.
but how do we know for sure? You know, we've only explored 10% of the ocean. We don't know what the other 90 has.
Yeah. Like, I believe that there's something that not human like. Alina actually convinced me. I'm like, dang, she's onto something. Where she's like, dude, like, it's not the image that we think it is, right? Like a human, like a actual half fish, half
We
human.
think like Ariel.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, no, it's not like that. I mean, it's just like, I don't know.
I think it's
just
a creature.
a little gremlin looking
Yeah,
thing.
I think it's a creature. I don't think it's like I
there's
don't
a
think
lot
it's
of
a
ugly fish
human
out there.
who's gonna like say a hi to you or
Right.
like have a conversation. No, I think it's a creature, right? Like a chupacabra, which is a dog.
Right.
Yeah.
Realistically, like that's just a deformed fish down there.
Yeah.
That just happens to have arms and falls in love with pirates.
And sings, yeah.
What if there's the foreign fish out there because of like oil being spilled in the ocean and all this stuff,
Oh, I'm sure.
or business dumping in the ocean? And
I'm
stuff?
sure that-
I'm
I
sure
mean,
that's
yeah.
that's part of it too.
So I mean, and then I'm just saying. Man.
So Teenage Mutant Ninja Fish, right? Is that
It's
what we
a
live?
possibility.
That's
It's
a
a
possibility.
It is a
Radiation does some crazy stuff
It
to
does.
things.
It really does.
To creatures, you know what I mean? Have you seen those like in what is that one plant that like exploded a long time ago in I think it was Russia?
A
A
plant?
plant that exploded.
No,
Oh, like
oh,
an
yeah.
Chernobyl.
Chernobyl.
Yeah, I was thinking.
I'm thinking like a
Yeah.
plant.
Yeah,
I was
like
like, you mean
nuclear
weed,
plant.
bro?
A
No, but I'm saying like
burn that.
the radiation, like they like
Yeah.
have pictures of like animals after like, oh damn, that's an ugly animal, but it's like it just got affected by radiation.
Yeah.
That's just how it lives now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, the town surrounding it, they said that for the last couple of decades, some people have been born with like some deformities and stuff.
Yeah.
Same with Japan.
Yeah. It does affect. So I truly believe that,
Mhm.
some there deep down,
Mm-hmm.
maybe there's another world, man. All I'm saying is, this YouTube page has opened my eyes and has done it biblically too. I was like, oh, okay. Like, can I fight this? I don't think I can.
There
It's
are
there.
also flat earthers out there that are convicted because of what the Bible says supposedly about flat Earth. So like there is some stuff that sometimes you might read that may or may not be out of context, and it already confirms what you're thinking. So you
Yeah.
just add on to it.
For sure, context is important. And don't get me wrong, I don't listen to everything I hear or take it to heart. I just like to know little facts.
No,
here
but I
and
mean,
there.
yes, I mean stuff like that, right? Like it's not gonna hurt anybody. Right?
Yeah.
You think
Exactly,
So
it
it's like
doesn't.
it's fun to kind of like get creative
Learn.
and like, oh, what if that happens? Because there is a YouTube page. It's called What If Explained, and I used to watch those videos like, what if this happens or what if this happens, and they go into like the science and like the logic kind of behind it and how it would be, and I'm like, okay,
Isn't
that's
that
it's
interesting?
fascinating. It's interesting. Yeah.
Get your creative juices going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna make a mermaid T-shirt.
There you go.
Give it to Mara for his birthday.
I'm down.
A full suit.
Full suit.
I'll be an XL instead of a double X
There
by
you
then.
go.
Let's
Oh,
go.
no, you can be a large.
Yeah.
A large.
And if it's a romper, a
If
large.
it's a romper, if it's a romper, extra small because I want, tanguita style.
Small.
Small.
For real.
But yeah, man, that page is kind of dope though. The things I've been learning, I was like, oh, okay, maybe I should do some more Bible reading.
He's like, the things I've been learning. Like, that's what you're putting here. Like,
What?
you could be learning
He's
so
like,
much
hey, I
other
have been
stuff,
reading the
constructive
word.
stuff.
Exactly.
Do you know how many aliens are out there?
No.
Never mind salvation. All right.
No, that's the thing though. That's the thing that really that I put a line on. I was like, okay, at the end of the day, this isn't gonna affect what I truly believe in.
Yeah,
Regardless,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
just some
yeah.
extra stuff like, hey, man, whatever.
Some extra stuff to entertain yourself.
Exactly.
Or
Entertainment,
confuse you.
man.
There's a little extra. There's a little compartment in your brain,
Nah.
like all the extra stuff.
There is.
Storing it in there.
extra
Trust, that's what-
files.
I have
Meaningless things.
I have random facts, dude, that would just come out something like,
You know
oh,
what?
Hit us right now.
you know what I mean? You can't
Put
do
on the
that.
spot. Put them on the
Okay, you
spot.
can't do that.
No, you got to have a conversation and something brings up.
Exactly.
Oh,
You're like,
that
did you
reminds
guys
me.
know, fun fact.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love fun facts.
So those things I do keep in the back of my head, but it doesn't affect anything what I truly believe, though.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the one thing. It's like, it's fun. You know, whatever.
Well, I mean, because let's say it's all real. Let's just, let's say in this crazy
Theoretically.
fantasy world of your guys' brain that these stupid mermaid things actually exist.
Yeah. Yeah, bring it.
Yeah, let's go. Bam.
Paint it, baby. Paint it. I'm
It
there.
does nothing
Reel 'em
for,
in, guys.
for how we believe.
No,
like
it
you
doesn't.
said.
It-
does.
yeah, it
That's what you
doesn't.
said.
Absolutely
so
nothing.
one way or the other. It doesn't harm anybody if you do believe it or if you don't believe it.
Exactly. Unless they come out and they
You're
start chasing us, then
Right,
that's different.
right,
It's
right.
a different story.
Then
Yeah.
that's when,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like
then,
Santa
we're,
Claus.
then we're all coming to Jay's and loading up.
Exactly. He opens his closet. He's like,
Right? Bro,
Passing them out.
John Wick. Lifting up the bed. He's like, guys,
table
there's more
right
in the
here.
couches.
yeah. So the guard starts breaking the floor just to get everything else. Oh, yeah.
Literally.
Dang.
That would be. You know what? That's so funny though is that sometimes I picture scenarios in my head, and I've pictured that type of scenario. Or like, oh, what would I do if like something was to happen? Like, okay,
Yeah.
if I had a gun, or like we were all together, like, okay, like I play Call of Duty,
Yeah.
so I'll do Call of
Oh,
Duty stuff.
God.
I'll do Call of Duty. Okay, you get this corner, you get my back. I give your 6. You know what I mean? It's like that's exactly how it played out in my head,
Yeah.
and it's fun in my head playing it out. It's like a movie.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure in your head.
Yeah.
But, I mean, in real life,
I'm crying. In real life, I'm hiding. All right? Peace. Okay?
Jacob.
Bah, you'll see me sprinting down Blossom Hill, baby. Just bah, going.
It's funny because this time around when we went to Texas, I had to come back early because I had work, but my wife stayed out there and she went with her cousins and they just went to like the desert and they had guns and then she shot one and it was just a mini, just a handgun, right? But just how when she shot it, she almost let it go, right? Because she was like, dang, just the
Because
kickback
the
on
recoil.
the recoil on that. She's like, it's crazy. So now every time we see like an action movie or something and somebody's just shooting with one hand, like there's no way that's happening, And it's crazy.
people got knocked out
Yeah.
by their own gun.
Yeah, literally.
That's crazy.
Hmm. It's pretty cool.
Do you guys ever picture not picture, but do you guys ever, if you go to a place you've never been before, you plan your exit?
Always.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Same.
Like I plan every exit. I look every corner
Yeah.
where I would go if something was to go off.
I don't think that's
Yeah.
something I do, but I mean,
Mhm.
but I do see the actual value in that.
Yeah.
Actually, now that you mention that, I do actually see
Yeah,
really
it's
good
crazy.
value in
Everywhere
that.
I go.
But I don't think
Yeah.
I ever do that. But
Yeah.
I
need to know.
I
Probably
did it
should.
last week when we were over there. Joined you guys to watch the Niner game, and there's just hella people there. I'm like, dang, dude, if somebody gets in a fight here or somebody pulls out a gun, like where am I going? So I spotted like 10 different exits. I'm like, oh, I'm good.
Yeah. So,
But the only problem with that, especially in a stadium, you can have 10 exits, but you got 10,000 people going towards
true.
those
Right.
10 exits.
Yeah.
So
Well, in the stadium
yeah,
is different.
Right.
In this case, it was
Yeah.
it was
Especially
just
if
a
you're right in the
building.
middle.
Like
Yeah.
yeah.
Section 400. Like I'll just stay up here,
Yeah.
yeah,
hide under the seat.
yeah, everybody else is running. I'm going to stay up
Exactly.
here.
yeah,
Run in the field down
Yeah.
the player's tunnel.
literally.
Yeah. So what I
And
do
run.
normally, and it's a rule of mine, and the girls know, is that I could never have my back towards the door. Never. It's no matter where I go, I have to have full vision of what's coming in, because it's like imagine like me having my back, and then they're just sitting there. Their eyes are just looking, and then
Yeah.
boom, I'm gone.
Yeah.
At least I have a reaction before
Yeah.
anything. I see it coming.
You,
Or
you like just grab your wife, put her in the way, and then run.
yeah, I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
It's a reaction.
it's a reaction. Hey, it's better than just staring at it.
Better than both of us getting taken out.
Who's gonna pay the mortgage? Someone has to stay.
Just kidding, D. I love you.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but like look, but going back to what we were saying, like, yeah, you can picture, all these scenarios, but when it comes, like, the time comes, like, all that adrenaline, you never really expect anything like that happening because you've never been around it. Then you're,
of course, yeah.
Sometimes we talk, like, oh, we're about it, but then that happens, and then
I
like,
never
oh,
talk
dang, heck
about
no.
it. No, I'm not about nothing.
Yeah.
You know?
For me, I would obviously it would be like in that situation. My main thing would be get away with my family, right? If they're with me, that's number one. But then, to me, it's just get away, hide, whatever you can do. But if that's not an option and it's your life on the line, then you fight for your life and that's it.
Yeah.
Whether you get taken out quick
Hunger Games, baby.
or you give yourself a small chance. And if not even that, if all you can do is give your family a chance to get it to escape, then at that point, that for me, that would be the, like, not because I'm going to sit here and make myself sound like I'm brave, but if I know that my family's life is on the line, then I'm putting it. Like, I don't care.
Absolutely.
No matter what, I will put it. I will die for them.
Yeah.
There's just no doubt.
Yeah. We've always do the whole what if scenarios.
Yeah.
Just, start a conversation or whatever. And funny enough, a few years back, we were at Great America, I'm going to say. And we were just maybe 30, 45 minutes into the park. And we go and get a snack. And we're in line. And Denise asked me, she goes, what do you think? Like, would you let Alina come out here? And this was a few years ago. And she's like, would you let her come out by herself? I'm like, you know what? Not like for these big. It was like the haunted night that they had. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I just don't feel comfortable. Like, I don't like how, like, it's so crowded here. The kids are just acting crazy. I don't know if she would be able to react to all this, And if something were to pop off, like, I don't know how she would react. And I'm thinking Alina, right? I'm thinking, she's small, so it'd be hard. And I don't know. I wouldn't feel comfortable. And then you got all these kids just running around everywhere. Like, it's just not safe. Not even 15 minutes after this conversation, no lie, I go and throw our trash out, and my brother and my sister-in-law in front of us. And as we're talking about getting up to leave, we look up, and there's a flock of kids just running, just a stampede coming. And we're like, whoa. And then all you hear is shooter, right? And dang. I'm like, what? And they're like, there's a shooter. And then they're just running, just trampling people. So we all just hand in hand, we freaking just, I pull Denise, and then she's holding hands with my sister-in-law, and my brother's at the end. And we're just holding each other, and we're running between just people just stampeding each other. And I'm picking up kids, women, men.
That's
pulling
insane,
them up.
Bro.
Dang.
While you're going, and you're like, what do you do? Like, people talk about, I do this in a moment. But like a flash of a moment, I'm thinking of my daughter, right?
Absolutely.
15 minutes before, and then we're doing this.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy. And I'm like, like I said, we're going, kids are just getting stepped on, and you're trying to pick them up, but the crowd is coming. So you're trying to do whatever you can to help people. And story short, not to go into detail, it was false alarm. But it does kind of make you think, like, dang, you would never know. And so I'm like, dang, like, you just asked me, what would I do? Would I let Alina come? Like, how would she react? Dude, like, I was like, dude, like, I know she'd be super traumatized.
Yeah.
If she went through that. Because I know those kids, like, bro, the fear in their eyes was crazy.
Because they had the benefit of having you there, but if they were there alone, that could have been a whole other story for them. Even though it was technically not real, but that fear that would have how that would have affected her could have been really bad. You know.
So yeah, we think back. I'm like, man, like a lot of times you're like, oh, how are you gonna react? And I've been in situations where I had to react, but then it's like you have to ask yourself, like, do you automatically just react? Yeah. Because a lot of times you have to be quick at what you're gonna do, because that next move could could ruin the rest of your life or somebody else's life. Same thing with driving. So yeah, sorry to go to a deeper.
No, that's good.
But I mean, yeah, a lot of times, scenarios you're like, oh, I think I do this, but then in the middle of it, you're freaking out yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially you hear the roller coasters and you hear oh, bro, it was wild.
Dang.
I mean, that's why you gotta respect those military guys too, man, because they know what to do. Like, they are trained to do that.
Yeah.
So like those guys, if there's a military guy in your group, stick with him.
Right.
He'll know what to do.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know, the routes and everything, and
Or they know when to say, you know what, this is it.
Yeah.
You know, go with a fight.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what you got to be packing sometimes, man. You just never know. All right. Second Amendment, baby.
America.
That's right. Keep that. You keep that. All right. Because I am a believer in that, right? It's like when you're in situations like that, it's like, hey, it's either you or me.
It's always going to be them.
And it's not going to be me. Right? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I say. Like for me, that's what it would be. It would be escape first, hide, or even if it's not like physically running, like find a good hiding place where you guys can just stay low and out of the way. Or yeah, best case would be getting away. But if that's not possible, then hiding, and then if that's not possible, fighting for your life. You know.
That's crazy.
Me, I really like to like discern the environment. I'm like, should I even be here in the first place? I look around like, okay, I'm seeing these kinds of people. Like, there's a risk factor there, right? Like potentially a brawl happening or something, right? Not that I'm like judging others, right? Or just want to do that, but like I really just take that all into consideration. I'm like, okay, is this the right environment? Should I really be here? And if not, then boom, like we can go somewhere else where it's a bit more peaceful.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, I mean,
Good
you have
point.
to be able to know exactly what you're around and what to do in situations something pops up. Like, it reminds you of this one time when I first started dating Shawnee's, and we just went to 7-Eleven to go get something.
I mean, you said 7-Eleven.
And that one right there, that
Enough
exact
said.
same
Not
one.
that one. Oh,
And it was during that time when like people were just walking in, grabbing beers, and just walking out, right?
Yeah.
And so when a guy did that, like, you know, like a Cholo-looking guy, you know, got into his Honda Accord 1990 something, because that's all you can probably get.
Which is why he was
It was
stealing
stolen,
the beer.
bro. It was stolen.
Exactly. Anyways, he grabs his beer, he just walks out. The cashier guy just chases him, right? And they just like tug of war, right? And Shawnee's is just there, like, oh my god, look what's gonna happen. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Get out of here!
Yeah.
Like
Literally.
literally, this guy can just pull out something.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're just there. Ricochet something.
Crazy.
Like that really made me so mad. I heard that day. I
Yeah,
was like, don't
no
you
question.
ever do that. Like, don't
sure.
be that person who just is there. Like, oh, I want to see what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because anything can happen at that
Yeah,
point.
no.
Hey, if you want to be a chismoso, get as far away as possible.
Yeah.
Or watching the news the next day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that day, I remember being really like angry. I'm like, dude, don't ever do that again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because there, I had to be like, dude, let's go. Because then I had to go back to get you. What if it was me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Hedda, you said something like is super key, and that's a lot of things in our lives is having discernment, right? Like you got to know any situation.
Yeah.
Should you be there? You know, is this going to be good for me, or especially like when you have that gut wrenching feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, it's not so much you're stereotyping, but you will be stereotyping. You're like, I'm not supposed to be here. I don't blend in.
Yeah.
Let me go somewhere else, or just this is a sign for me to go home.
Let me go to Applebee's.
Yeah.
Let me go to Olive
Let's
Garden.
go to Los Gatos, honey.
You know?
Let's
Or
get out
you'll
of
be racially profiled.
let's get out of Oakland and let's go to
even
Los
in-
Gatos.
Even in areas like that, like a long time ago, we had gone out for a friend's birthday, and they invited us. I forgot where, but it was a club, right? And at first, like, it was chill, like, oh yeah, it's cool, whatever, right? And then after a lot of people started showing up, and then I started seeing the people that would come in, right? And then it was all these like cholo wannabes, essentially that, just just cholos, right? Or guys who are just looking like, like they want to cause a ruckus and just want to fight others, right? Not there to enjoy their time necessarily. And then right next to us, boom, a brawl just started happening. And then somebody had got in a chair and they were tossing it, like literally right next to us. And I'm like, oh heck no, let's get out of here. And ever since that, never been back. Never, like, if anyone, sometimes they try to invite us, like, nah, you know what, like, party days are over. Like, I'm not gonna step foot into one of those clubs like that again. Heck no, dude. I'm not, especially with, like, I mean, she wasn't my wife yet. Like, we were just beginning our relationship, but I'm like, heck no, dude. Like, I care about this person. I'm not gonna put him in that situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No way, dude.
No
And
question.
it's even scary when you end up having kids.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, oh, let's go out to dinner, and like something pops up, like I think like, oh crap, like my kids are gonna be have no parents.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, that can't happen. So
Yeah.
I definitely.
It's
I
especially
agree.
scary when they're younger too. Like
Yeah.
now, I feel like at least my boys are at the point where, like, number one, they could get away fast enough on their own. Now I wouldn't have to carry them, or you know what I mean, put them on my shoulders. So that's nice. But when they're little, you have that extra to worry about. You know, it's like, man, they can't
Hold
defend
tight,
themselves. You gotta
just
just
run.
pick them up and
Mm-hmm.
bounce.
Yeah.
Sprint. Damn, that took a
Yeah.
very dark
See what your
turn.
what if situations get us into?
You're the one about the what if YouTube channel. I was talking
We
about
went from
mermaids the whole time.
to
You know?
running for our lives.
Yeah.
God, that's what happens if the mermaids would take over.
Yeah.
That's how we got
Yeah,
there.
Full
yeah.
circle,
That is
baby.
true. That is how
But
we
it's
got there.
important to have this what if conversation if things go sideways, right? Like, what are we gonna do, right?
Yeah.
So that when the time comes, we come in prepared already.
That's right,
Like,
dog.
we already,
No, and the point that you brought earlier really made me think about that. Like when
Yeah.
you said I go in and look at at an escape, like at where I can get out. I literally never do that, but I'm going now because of this conversation. That is something I know I'm going to be doing. I'm
Yeah.
going to go into places thinking about our conversation tonight and being like, okay, we can exit there, we can exit there. That's something I'm going to immediately
Yeah.
apply to our lives. You know,
and it would like best case scenario is like you never have to think
exactly
about that, right?
Absolutely.
Because sometimes when you go in thinking that, it can cause some anxiety. Like if you're in the middle, I'm like, oh, like I can't be around these people. You start getting claustrophobic, right? I'm like, no, I should be more near the exit or something, right? And I mean that's not a good way to live either.
Sure,
right?
of
Like all
course.
these scenarios that are gonna happen, right? But like I mentioned, it's
good to be prepared.
It's good, you know, to be prepared.
You never know.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna take what you said about the back, like having your back, because I usually give like the kids or Shanice the booth because it's comfortable. I'll take the the regular chair and they're facing out.
Yeah.
I have my back, but I never thought about that. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. 'cause
I'm
I mean,
gonna be comfortable now in the booth.
Yeah.
You sit there.
Right.
Yeah, I mean it's just good habits to have, you know.
Yeah.
Because I mean our first thing is to react, right, and
For
protect,
sure.
And
so-
to protect.
Yeah.
And how can you protect with your back?
right.
And then
That
just
makes sense.
you know, unfortunately, given the incidents that have happened in this country, right? Like now we're at a point that we really got to start.
It can literally happen anywhere.
We got to really have these conversations, right?
Mhm.
Even with your wife and your family.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Right.
homeboy didn't even get a job and he acts like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane, dude.
Wait, what guy?
The Vegas shooter.
Oh yeah. I haven't
Because they
looked into
rejected
that.
his job because he
Wow.
didn't get the job.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
get any details
I
on
didn't
that.
get
I
any
knew that it
details on
happened.
that.
He
but
was
I
a
didn't know-
professor who didn't get the full-time job or whatever, and he got
Wow.
mad. And it's like, dude,
Oh,
really?
he didn't get tenured.
A professor.
Yeah.
Dang.
Who didn't get the job
Wow.
or whatever. So
Yeah, but I think it's important to have these conversations, especially during the holidays.
Yeah.
You know, you're going out shopping,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
going out with family, just a nice dinner, you know, and some
Yeah.
people are having a hard time during the holidays, you know.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
That's true.
that's
Good
true.
Definitely
point. Good point.
got to be
brother.
conscious
And aware.
about what's
Yeah.
really going on. Earlier, I don't know if you guys follow the page, but there is the East Sider page that they kind of
Yeah.
keep you up to date what's going on in San Jose. And it was simply a guy who was on Story and King on that overpass,
Yeah.
and he was walking on basically like on the bridge, but on the fence,
Yeah.
Dang.
and he was just teeter-tottering right there on the bridge.
Wow.
And it made me like, I mean, you could be pissed, right, and honking like, dude, you're gonna be an inconvenience for a lot of us. But then, you know, it's just also you got to think like, you know, you don't know what people are going through.
Yeah, we consider it.
So I mean,
Yeah.
it's not that hard to let the person pass in front of you. You know, they might be in a rush.
Come
you know?
on, bro.
And you know, just let them pass. You know, because
Yeah.
I mean, God forbid it be you. You know, and you would want everybody else to get out of the way because
Yeah.
you are attending an emergency,
Yeah.
or you know what, they're just being reckless. Something happened. They lost their job. They didn't get the job that they needed. They just got laid off right before Christmas.
Yeah.
And they're trying to provide for their family or whatever
Yeah.
the case may be. And you know, some people react in a very harsh way, and they're like, the next person that pisses me off, I'm gonna, you know, pull this trigger on them. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Become
definitely
unhinged.
for all our listeners, man, just
Be
be
aware.
careful. Yeah, you
Yeah.
know, be kind.
Mhm.
You know, and you know, it's not that hard to hold the door for somebody else. You
That's
know.
true.
Yeah.
Another big one though, bro, is honking.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a story that Shawnee told me it's happened out in the I think Chicago or somewhere in the East Coast, and we're like, the guy cut somebody off, and then the person who got cut off just honked at them. Guy stopped, came out, bah bah,
That's
for a honk.
insane.
Mm-hmm.
So now, like this last time, I remember I honked at somebody. She's like, "Please don't do that." I'm like, "Oh, why?" And she told me. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you just never know." Now I was like, "Oh, well,
You need-
I mean,
Have you watched or heard of the movie Unhinged?
no."
It's with I think it's Russell Crowe, and it's literally that. It's a guy that
Oh,
haunts a whole
that's
family
right.
just
Oh,
because
that's a good
the
one.
I did
lady
see that one.
For
honked
honking?
at him, but
Literally.
but that guy, just like he said, was already going through.
He was
it.
at the end of
Like
his rope already.
Yeah, like I think
Mhm.
he had just gotten. Well, I don't want to. If you guys haven't
Yeah,
watched
I love
it,
how
but-
you were like.
I watched
smiling at
it.
That movie, I was like, "That's serious." You're like laughing.
Well, because
That
you're
could be a
saying
comedy.
this, you're saying this, right? And I'm like, well, it's this movie, right?
Yeah.
That's
But
what it is.
that's
People-
exactly what
people,
happened.
But people, yeah, they become unhinged,
And
right?
people,
Like,
I mean, oh god, that's
But that goes to Jacob's point, right? It's because we don't know everything that they faced in that day already, or that week, or that month, or that half a year, you know?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's literally the simplest thing that is the last straw that
Yep.
breaks the camel's
Yep.
back. You know, it's just that one last piece that
Yep.
for all the weight that they're already carrying. And that's what it is. And I've refrained from honking at people or even getting upset now. Now I've got it down to the point where you can cut me off and I'm good. Like,
yeah,
cool. Okay.
that's
Yeah.
funny.
I just give
Yeah.
people a thumbs up or I give them a clap.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
Nothing
it.
else?
No
Yeah.
honk.
Oh,
That's
okay.
it.
No other finger. I'm just
Thumbs up.
Hey, you better be careful, bro, because they might confuse that thumbs up for something else, bro.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, thumbs down. I don't like
God.
your decision.
Double thumb.
Who's driving?
Right. Seriously.
Gosh.
Yeah.
But I've never been a honker at people though. Honestly, for me it's like, if I'm about to hit somebody, my only main concern is like I gotta get out of that situation. I don't got time to honk. That just wastes 2 seconds right there. That like, now you're gonna crash because you decided to honk.
Yeah.
Get out of there.
Yeah.
Some people just love to honk and like some people like to get like hit just so they can have something to get out and be like, yo, but like, oh, like. You don't know how to
I think it
drive.
happened to me 2 days ago. I was at a green light and there was 2 cars in front. The light turned green, and I mean not even 5 seconds, and the car behind me held it down, and she was 4 cars behind. She held down her horn until we got to the green light. So she was 4 cars behind the green light, and she just held it down for no reason, even though I was in front of her, and then there was 2 cars in front of me. So no one could do it, but the light had just turned green, and she's just like, just drives all the way until she gets to the green light herself, and then lets it go. I was like, what was the point in that?
Damn.
Yeah.
And I had no reaction. I just
Yeah.
kept driving. I just heard her, and I was like, okay.
It's
just-
so
just
crazy
keep
how,
driving.
you know, just a nice little honk gets people pissed, man.
Yeah.
It does.
Like, it gets to your pride,
Dude,
you know?
I'm gonna tell you
Like-
something that's so funny because our car, you can change the honk to different noises.
Yeah.
Dude, this one time I forgot to put it back, and it was the cucaracha,
No.
and some guy cut me off, and I went beep. I was like, oh, damn. I was like, all right, dude, go ahead.
Can't even be taken serious.
No,
I'm
you
not
can
mad.
say, like, this is what I feel about your driving. It's a joke.
No, dude, it was. Like,
Bro,
I
you should
felt,
leave that junk, bro.
dog, I felt so
Right?
lame after that, and then we ended up being the
But
same
hey,
light. And I'm like,
Jacob's onto something, because if you leave it on that, then every time you're tempted to honk at somebody, even if you
Yeah,
press it, you're just
exactly.
gonna laugh
Bam.
at yourself.
There
dude,
you
I.
go.
Exactly.
And it's
I
gonna
was-
immediately take away your anger.
You're right, because my anger at that moment, it was like completely gone. I was just dying laughing, dude. I was like, God,
That is actually hilarious.
it was super funny. Dude.
That's
Yeah.
really good, dude. I would
I'm gonna
definitely
do that
leave
now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
Same.
DJ went pepper pepper. That's a good one. It's probably my favorite one. God,
I've been seeing Tesla trucks on the road. I saw like 2 or 3 of them the other
I haven't
day.
seen him.
Just
aren't they beautiful?
They're so ugly. No,
Freaking-
legit.
Bro, I'm
I didn't like
offended
it
they're
at
even
all.
calling it a truck. That
Yeah.
is not a truck,
It's a truck, man.
bro. It's a Lego truck. If anything,
Still a truck.
It's
Lego
freaking
truck.
ugly as heck.
Yeah,
Nah, man,
I was
it's
like, what is
beautiful,
this?
It's slick. It's the
I've never
future,
wanted
baby.
to slap you so bad, bro. But you know what? I still don't.
He's trying
I
to
love you,
control
but
himself.
man, that truck. I'm like, dude, that thing is ugly, bro. Ugly.
I want to buy one just to drive up to your house. Just so I can pull up in your driveway.
Yeah, dude, I could serve it as a ramp, bro. It looks like a ramp from the back.
God. I think that concludes today's episode.
Yes.
Be safe out there.
Be kind.
Be kind. And look out for the mermaids out there. They're out there.
Tune in next week for our Christmas special.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
For little elves.
Share, like, all that good stuff. Help us out.